Hey guys, so ever since I did my carrying to masters with Stukov, quite a few things have happened. One, I've gotten a grandmaster, so I should be saying carrying to grandmasters with Stukov. But two is all of the builds that I had put up have been nerfed, and he's got a new set of builds. So now what I do is I like to play him on the same maps that I liked him on before, the maps that have like everyone grouped up together. But instead, I like to go Spine Launcher at 1. Lowers his auto attack damage a little bit, so you don't kind of smack people for 500 damage. But you can consistently deal damage to people in a safer distance, and it brings a slow, so that if anyone's ever out of position, you can pretty much permanently slow people. The rest of the build's pretty similar to what I went before, and I will go over it as we get further into this game. A lot of the early game I do is literally about just getting any free damage I can get off of auto attacks. Usually that means that I'm attacking the tank. I try to get off as many Qs as possible, but as you can see, I'm just auto attacking the tank and then I'm stepping up, auto attacking whoever's safe. I play it just like a ranged damage dealer. So I just get free damage off on the safest targets to get damage off on, and that's it. But if you look at my damage, it's going to keep going up, and it's going to be one of those things where you're like, wow, this support's actually doing a lot of damage. But once again, I'm just going to keep doing this over and over and over. It seems like small damage, but it actually does really affect the mana of the enemy support, as they have to keep healing this 150 over and over and over. Ooh, this is pretty good. I've got permanent slows too, which is the other reason I really like this build. So if someone ever gets out of position like that, if we get another flip, like that was a solid flip. So if we ever get like something like that again, you can see how it's very easy to follow up. But look at my damage. I've got the top damage on our team right now as Stukov. I'm just going to silence right here, get some free damage off, and I'm going to move so that I don't get knocked into their base. Once again, I'm topping both teams' damage right now. So the early game Stukov, you just want to play it really aggressive. You want to be constantly getting free damage off whenever you get a chance, and just keep abusing this. It's very hard to deal with, especially when you already have other assassins on your team. It's something that you just like almost can't do anything about. I'm going to just silence here, see if I can kill him with my silence. Awesome. I'm going to get right on this guy. Now, he's out of position. So what did I say before about people out of position? Permanently slowing them as they're out of position. It's pretty nice, isn't it? I'm going to just do my heal there. I'm going to get a nice slow, and I'm going to get a silence. That should kill him. Oh, I need to get a heal off on this Diablo really quick. And then he's out of position. So what did I say? When he's out of position, it's a lot of free damage. I'm doing almost 100 damage over the highest damage on the enemy team, which is their Gul'dan. So this is why I love this build. It's so aggressive in the early game, and then when you hit your power spike at 13 is when your damage starts falling off a little bit. However, your utility skyrockets. And that's really what I want to show you this game, is how to abuse the new playstyle of Stukov, is being really aggressive and just constantly poking with your abilities as often as you can. And it's brutal how well we're actually like doing this. I was a little worried because we'd have double spell damage this game. However, even with the double spell damage, I'm adding enough physical damage that it just doesn't matter. So once again, I'm just getting as much free damage off as possible every time it's up, and I'm slowing him every time too. So this is like pretty free, and they're having a hard time keeping up with all this damage. Again, he's getting out of position. What do? I get right onto it. And I'm going to silence and slow him. Oh, he got popped out of the silence. No worries. Gonna get these going. Now they swapped places. They have the Murden top and the Arthas here. I need to be a little bit more cautious because this guy has roots that are going to be a little bit harder to dodge. And if he gets on me, we're going to have a really rough time. Oh, no worries. That was my bad. I'm going to just silence in here so that we can't get another root. Not too worried about this. Again, if you look at the damage, I'm keeping up with Gul'dan. That's how much damage this is. Just constantly getting damage off in a support position is huge. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to tap this so that they don't get it anymore. And then we're going to go back in. We're going to tap it again when they don't get, if we lose top. So I'm going to try to just get closer to Korborg really quick. To our Kel'Thuzad. And again, just getting free damage off. That could have been really scary if we actually got that. Once again, I'm going to try to just tag this from the top. I'm not going to be able to get it, though. I need to dodge the root. I was not able to dodge the root. I waited until the healing reduction was removed, and then I used my my trait. So there's a lot of little tricks that you're going to see me do this game to try to keep my numbers good. We want to get up to this Diablo. Oh, that's unfortunate. Whatever. It should still be a kill. Was not a kill. But, again, permanent slows, guys. Permanent slows. So they think that Arthas is the permanent slow hero. It's Stukov. Permanent slows. He can't get away. So it's just free. Again, if you look at the damage, I'm still second highest damage in the game. I like to get Growing Infestation. My reason is that it makes it easier for me to get roots later on, as the root has a bit, or the silence has a bit of a cast time. So I'm going to just get an auto attack here, blow up some towers, and get right back into doing some damage. Now the damage will start to fall off. The Spine Launcher was my only talent that I have in this entire build that actually increases my damage. Or at least does something with my damage. Everything else in this build is kind of different. It's all utility based. Just going to root, kill him with the silence. Or not root, but just slow. We're just going to clear this up pretty quickly. Again, just get my Qs off as much as possible. If you see the healing, I keep up with the Ana, but my damage is much higher than Ana's. To an incredible amount. I mean, I'm doing... Now I'm back to about the 4th. So again, like as the game goes on, my damage is going to come down. But the amount of pressure we applied in the early game allows us to get much further. So when we have scaling heroes like Kel'Thuzad and we have scaling heroes like Nazeebo, having that early pressure is huge. Making it to where you can give us a late game is something that's just incredible. So we're pushing top and we're pushing bot at the same time. And it looks like we might even get a chain in here. And then I'm going to follow this up with a slow. And we permanently slow him. And then we're just going to go right onto this. Now, we will be tanking this soon, so I'm going to get my Q off early. So that whoever ends up tanking this will have some heals. That was actually a really good escape by the Diablo. I was a little cautious. I'm going to get some just big slows in here. We're actually body blocking the Diablo, so I'm going to turn off my slows. I'm going to alternate who I'm slowing and just attack the people that are low. Permanently slowing this guy. I'm going to get off another Q, another big slow, and I'm going to silence while we've got that slow going. And this should be dead from the Diablo, but we'll see. A lot of kills. You can see this early game pressure, the big slows, the big heals. It's just a really, really powerful build. And it allows us to get further into the game. Now, we only have a single diver on the team, so I'm just going massive shove because I don't need to worry about 2 different divers. And I'm going to go and help out with this camp, probably. Now, the problem with this build with Spine Launcher is you do camps a lot slower. So that's the one downside to this build, is you have a much stronger early game, but you do camps slower because you do that 40% less damage. So that's the main thing that I don't like about it, is in terms of macro play, you struggle. But I always draft them on 2-lane maps, so usually when you're doing a camp, your team's doing a camp. I tend to draft other people on larger maps, like a white main, for example, or Rhaegar if it's a really big map with a lot of macro potential. I kind of want to swap lanes, but we don't have a lot of siege damage if we do, so this might actually end up being bad for us if we swap lanes. Again, just getting right in, doing damage. Now, I will get safer as the game goes on. I'm not going to be doing as much of this, purely because I don't want to worry about getting like caught out of position. I'm going to slow and silence him so that we can take him out really quickly. And that'll get a lot better when I actually have the root. Will likely lead to a lot more kills when I actually get that root. I'm going to see if I could toss a W and maybe just get a kill. Oh, nice. The Diablo got it. Now permanently slow someone who's out of position. Nice. I might be able to get an auto. All right, permanently slow someone who's out of position. I'm going to slow him in the silence, and we'll be able to flip him back in if needed. See, this is all you do. Stukov's actually kind of a beast. Like, after he got his nerfs, I was really worried, and then they buffed his auto attack damage like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, wait, Spine Launcher might actually be a thing again. And so now with this new build, this new playstyle of him, it's a lot of Spine Launcher. And it's now again, like I want to show you the damage in a second here. I want to show you how the damage is. Oh, that's awkward. Whatever. I'll just send him over here. I think I just saved him. I'm pretty sure I just saved him. Well, I do have my root now, so that's going to be really good. I'm going to go over and I'm going to grab this bot area, and if this Muradin's here, I'll just push him away, like I did last time. Yep, so there we go. Looks like Muradin's top lane, so I'm going to head over and see if I can help out with killing this Muradin. Remember, if he uses his jump a little too early, I can permanently slow him. There it is. And can I get the root? I can. Now, we don't have the follow-up. No worries. Not a big deal. I'm just going to kind of let this go. I'm going to let... Oh, we may end up fighting a Junkrat now. He's already used, like, part of his escape, so... Haymaker is Playmaker. You see, I was just running the other direction. I knew where a lot of the people on their team were. I just need to get this heal on my end, and boom, I can heal a little bit. But I think I'm dead here, to be honest. I'm just going to silence. So I want to show you guys the damage now. Like, I was topping everyone in damage. Now look at it. I'm actually pretty low. And that's really, and I'm still falling. So I wanted to share with you guys that it's the early game that counts with Stukov's damage. You have to be a powerhouse in the early game. And if you're not a powerhouse in the early game, this whole build doesn't work. Because it falls off in damage because you're not getting any extra damage talent. So in the late game, you have to rely on your root, which is a game-changing root. You have to rely on your huge amounts of healing from your 16 and your 20 talents. But I really wanted to put emphasis on the fact that this is not... you don't do the same playstyle the entire game. You need to change your playstyle. You need to be aggressive in the early game and then adjust as the game goes on. And it's super important to do this, or else you're going to have a lot of trouble. I'm going to go down with my team. Yeah, I don't know if I want to... Actually, my team's not even down there. So I'm just going to go with my team up here, I guess. I don't know what we're doing here, but maybe I can get lucky with catching someone out of position. Maybe you can combo one person and then I can root after he combos. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to get some heals off first. The big thing with Stukov, stick with your team. Your heals, not only can you do more heals because there's more people there, but you also can... Oh, that's awkward. I'm going to be picking up Super Strain, as Super Strain allows me to heal. I do a burst heal when someone gets CC'd, and they have a lot of CC. But I get Super Strain even if they don't have a lot of CC. It's just something that I really like. Again, permanently slow. This Arthas is not going anywhere. Actually, yeah, he's going someplace. He rooted. I'm going to slam this guy into a wall. Oh, I'm going to miss that. Now I get to show you guys how bad Stukov is. No, after missing every ability. Permanently slow, he already used his jump. So now he can't get out of here. I can literally permanently slow him. So there's just no way he was going to get out. I also like Stukov into Ana because his healing's so slow and spread out that it makes it hard for her to like turn off healing. Alright, pretty free. I don't actually like being here anymore, so I'm going to tell the team to get back. We already have a keep. We've already got a huge advantage. I kind of wanted to... That's going to be a root for us. Another missed ult from myself. If people ever wonder if I lose games, I do lose games. I do make mistakes. I am not perfect. I am not even... In terms of mechanical skill, I usually get by mostly on game sense. But I don't know. So this... but this Stukov build really... I mean, this is what I just love about it. It's just... It's so powerful. Alright, I still don't like being here. We're not gaining anything. We're just kind of... annoying them. Oh, that was a nice kill, though. I probably could have rooted that Muradin, but I didn't really like that. So again, this is just kills. We could be getting like bosses and stuff with these kills, but we're just kind of... Now don't get me wrong, I heal a lot, so I can root him, but I don't think this is going to lead to anything. Okay, that was a nice remove the root with her heal. Can we boss? Like, I'm serious. I really want to boss. I really, really just want to boss. I don't want to start it until my team's here because my single target healing's really bad. So I want to be able to spread out the damage a little bit. I'm going to pop my trait as I don't expect the enemies to invade this. I'm going to try to tank a few shots. Looks like this Diablo is just staying right in there, which is good. I mean, Diablo should be doing that, but I'm just going to tank a little bit just so we can spread the damage out. Just a tad, but not a big deal. My mana's getting a little bit low, so I'm going to just do this. Let it go the entire duration of the Lurking Arm, all 4 seconds, and go right back into getting that. Nice. So we've got a pretty good thing. They have the Gul'dan who's out of position over here, so I'm actually going to root him right as I see him, or I can permanently slow him. Where did he go? Oh, he Wait. Am I crazy? I thought Gul'dan was... Who is it? Oh, is it Junk? No. Arthas? No. Muradin? Oh, it's Muradin. He's being sneaky. I think he's going to come right back down here. I'm going to stay down here, and I'm going to 1v1 this Muradin. Bye! I wonder what he's going to do. Is he going to come back? Okay, he went top. I'll go top. I had a feeling he was going to come down there, so I just stayed. And I actually kind of wanted to just like 1v1 him. There he is. Permanently slow. He's already used his escape, and I'm permanently slowing him. So there's absolutely no way he gets out. Well, okay. Well, maybe he gets out. I'm like, there's absolutely no way he gets out of here. And then I fub an auto attack. So he could have gotten out if I would have missed that W. But yeah, so put simply with Stukov, play aggressive. In the early game, utilize why Spine Launcher is really powerful, and then as you reach level 13, start abusing your roots, start abusing your all your other things, and your just huge amounts of healing that you have in silences. Because now, like, his utility was a little bit lower in the early game, but it's still just as good in the late game. And now you have Spine Launcher to give yourself that early game advantage. So this is pretty much how you want to be playing Stukov these days. And I will explain the builds just a tad as we get out of this game, so we can kind of see what that should be. So as we leave this game, I'm going to show you guys quickly my build and what I prefer to do on it. So we'll get to that in just a second. There's the MVP, and I am not even on the scoreboard, so that is how good I played there. I did make a lot of mistakes in the end. So what I want to show about this really quick is that we'll get into support really quick. Stukov. On to the talents. Spine Launcher is what makes this early game so powerful. You saw me out-damaging everyone for a good chunk in the early game. I usually out-damage everyone up until about level 10, level 7 to 10, and then it gets a little bit questionable. Level 4, I go one good spread unless they have really, really important physical damage dealers, and then I go Biotic Armor. But it has to be a lot, because you're losing out on a lot of healing if you don't go one good spread. So if I see like Samuro and a Hammer on the same team, I'll be like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. Level 7, I like to go Growing Infestation. It makes it a lot stronger with the slowing and silencing them, because if you can throw your slow and then toss your silence right on them, the slow or the silence grows at the same speed as they're walking with that big slow. So they're like slowly walking away while silenced, and it often leads to kills before you get your root. When you get your root, it also makes it a little bit easier to land your root. However, I have had people recommend going long pitch and playing around with that, so I will be practicing it. But generally, I find this is so valuable. Level 13, root. It's the playmaker. It's Stukov's playmaker. You could root, if you root one person out of position, it's a guaranteed kill. If you can root the entire team, you win the game. So that's why it is so big. If you want to be a playmaker, I've already showed in other videos of Stukov why this is so powerful. It's a must. It is your playmaker. Level 16, Super Strain if you're getting the level 4 talent 1 good spread. Because you're almost always going to have Qs on a lot of people, so this means that if they ever get CC'd, they're going to get a burst heal. If I go biotic armor in those scenarios, then what I will get is universal carrier, so I can permanently have Q on everyone, and it's going to be a flat armor buff for everyone. It's huge. So that's why I like universal carrier. I will sometimes get Pox Populi, but I don't know. I don't really like it because it's really committing to that one little fight, having enough armor for that fight. And physical damage dealers tend to be very spread, like sustained damage. So having a burst amount of armor isn't as important as having just a flat 15 with a burst 35 if needed. So that's why I like to go universal carrier. At 20, I pretty much always go top off, although controlled chaos is one of my favorite ults that he has for an upgrade. So sometimes when I go with flailing swipe, I will sometimes get controlled chaos just because it is so powerful. That is how I'm playing new Stukov. This is my updated guide for carrying to Masters or Grandmasters with Stukov. The new playstyle that I like on him is very aggressive in the early game, gets a ton of value in the early game, and then as the late game shows up, you've got all of your scaling and everything else. So thank you so much for watching, and feel free to check out any of my other videos.